YouTube's AI keeps getting more insane. Hi, I'm Sonia, and I like to talk about manifestation from my own personal experience. This was going to be a morning tea and manifesting episode, but it's now going to be yet another made by AI, not by experience. I came on here this morning because I filmed a couple of these yesterday, and one of the sentences that it was in the outline really stuck out to me, and I wanted to elaborate more on that. And as I went into the inspiration tab to find that sentence, oh, the inspirations that came up on my page kind of threw me for a loop because two of them now start with morning tea. So it's definitely filtering through something of my content. It could just be titles because I put morning tea and manifesting in the titles of those videos. But it is now throwing that into what it thinks I should make videos about because it's popular with my viewers. So I was curious to see what else this said because this topic fascinates me. The YouTube AI, the inspiration tab in my YouTube studio is the most fascinating thing to me. So, welcome to another episode of A Made by AI, not by experience. Man, the title just left me there for a second. All right, so this one, the prompt, the whatever is morning tea, decoding your inner dialogue. I was like, oh, AI, please enlighten me on this one. And what was funny is when I clicked on this topic, it didn't have an outline. It was like you have to refresh it to get the outline because it like couldn't generate it. So it gave me this topic, but it didn't just auto generate an outline. I had to refresh it because it broke the algorithm. I don't know why that happened, but I I I find it interesting. Morning tea, decoding your inner dialogue. This video will explore how one's inner conversations shape reality and influence manifesting abilities. Viewers will be guided on a journey to understand and reframe their inner dialogue for more powerful creation. Oh, this will be interesting. So, is this going to be one of the videos? What are you going about, sir? Is this going to be one of the videos where AI informs us that manifesting is just your thoughts, or is there going to be more to it than that? Because that's like number one. What's the take that AI has in this video? Because it changes mostly from video to video, but there have been a couple where at the beginning it's effortless manifestation where you don't have to take any action, and by the end it's have a plan and follow your plan. You never know what you're going to get with the YouTube AI. So here are our hooks. Imagine waking up each day knowing your thoughts are actively creating your life, creating the life you desire. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's about understanding the intent. It's about understanding and intentionally reframing your inner dialogue. In this video, discover how to transform your inner conversations from stumbling blocks into powerful tools for manifestation and creation. As if it's not already happening. What you tell yourself is true is true. That's always been true, just like gravity. Just like gravity. Gravity has always been true. Has there ever been a time when gravity wasn't true? No. That's why people call this a law. They have different names for the law, but it's a law. You are creating, quote unquote, creating your shit the same way that you can create your dream life. All based on what you constantly tell yourself is true about yourself and the world. There's another one here. There's two. We all talk to ourselves, but have you ever stopped to consider what those conversations are really doing? Your inner dialogue is more than just background noise, it's a blueprint for your reality. Let's sit down with a cup of tea and explore how you can consciously shift these initial these internal narratives to manifest a life beyond your wildest dreams. I really think it's funny that I invite you guys to sit and drink tea with me, because that's not what my morning tea and manifesting is. I have found that my brain obsessively thinks about manifestation. And the way that I get it to give me peace is to film videos about whatever my brain is stuck on for the moment and post it on YouTube. If I'm going to film the video, I still post it somewhere. I have found that the time that I like to film these videos is when I drink my tea. You're more than welcome to drink your tea, but I don't give a shit what you do while you watch my videos. Not my problem. Yeah. Wait, there was something else I wanted to say about that. It's more than just background noise, it's a blueprint for your reality. Until you understand that what you are accepting as true is dictating everything else, you don't understand what manifestation is or how it works. And once you see it, I say this all the time, once you see it for what it is, you can't unsee it. When you realize, oh man, I have always told myself that that would be impossible for me and I couldn't do that or have that. And I have been proven right. And then you do the uncomfortable work, for lack of a better term, and start telling yourself, no, that would be possible for me. I can have that, and start imagining yourself having it. You will start to see and realize how your thought process about how you couldn't kept you from even trying in the first place. I can't tell you how many famous quotes are exactly that. I've said this before in videos. I have a day planner, and every day there's some famous uh, quote from somebody, and at least 90%, if not 95% of them are about how what you accept as true is going to dictate everything else in your life. We know this. We just don't understand it enough to use it correctly in order to have control in our life. Because we are too focused on choosing our thought patterns from either just not being aware of what we're thinking in the first place, or continuing to choose thoughts based off of past experiences and our current interpretation of what's happening. We don't question it enough to choose something different in the way that you need to do it in order to see that that's how it's all connected. And then once you do it and you see it for yourself, you can't fucking unsee it. All right, so here's the outline that it did after I refreshed it. It gave me. So, welcome. Grab your favorite warm drink. We're about to uncover the most powerful broadcaster in your life. Okay. The constant silent conversations happening within you right now. The constant silent conversation happening within you right now. I mean, it's not silent because you hear it, but you don't hear it with your ears, which is your imagination, your internal world. The thing I help you connect with at the beginning of my course I have here on YouTube, Learn to Manifest. Whatever you tell yourself is true until you start becoming aware of your internal world and what you accept as true. You have no power and are a victim to everything and everyone in your life. Until you can catch that shit and take a step back, make a choice about it, you're going to choose, which is a choice, you're going to choose to continue to bitch, whine, moan, and complain. And when you get more to bitch, whine, moan, and complain about, you're manifesting perfectly. How many times have you stopped to listen? The constant silent chatter happening within you right now, how many times have you stopped to listen? That's presence awareness choice, bringing yourself back to the present moment, becoming aware of what you're telling yourself, and making a choice. The first part is becoming aware of what you're telling yourself. You don't have a choice if you're not aware of what the problem is. There can't be a solution if all there is something to bitch, whine, moan, and complain about. This inner chatter isn't just background noise, it's the architect of your reality, shaping every outcome. That is, everything is what you are aware of it being. Your awareness is everything. You are awareness. You are beyond the physical you. You are the thing aware of all of the things happening in your life, inside of you and outside of you. Until you have an experience where you understand what that means, it sounds like woo woo bullshit, which is coming from, if you think it's woo woo bullshit, or you don't fully understand what I'm talking about, or you don't think you understand what I'm talking about, it's coming from the belief system that you currently hold, proving you right in whatever you assume is true. Whatever you think my words mean is what they mean to you. Does that mean necessarily that what you think I mean is what I mean? No. No, but you're going to filter what I say through your belief system, through what you constantly tell yourself is true, and you are correct in the assumptions that you hold about everything, proving that it shapes your outcome and is your reality. If you take a step back and question your knee-jerk reaction to things, that's when you realize that you are aware, and that in that awareness is where you hold the power to make a choice, and you realize that everything is a choice. I could think of it this way, I could think of it this way, or I could think of it any way in between. When we think of things in positive or negative, we forget that another option would be neutral. But it's not just the extreme positive or the extreme negative or the neutrality, it's all possibilities in between. All of that is possible for you unless you choose to lack the awareness and the balls to make that choice. It's a choice. And it's not going to be a comfortable one, from my experience. Let's dive deeper. Where do these inner voices even come from? Often they're echoes of past experiences and social like conditioning. Where do these inner voices come from? I don't fucking know. I have an opinion and I'm aware of my opinion, and the way I am aware of my opinion is in words. You may not have words in your head. I don't know. I know that is a thing, that there are some people who don't have a inner conversation. I can't imagine what that's like because that's not my experience. But you are thinking in a way. You have an opinion in a way. How are you aware of your opinion? How do you think about things? That thinking, whether it's in words or not, is showing you what you believe to be true and how you are viewing situations. You are going to, unless you stop yourself and choose something else, it's going to come from past experiences and how you were raised. That's not just socialite conditioning, that's everything you've ever come in contact with. If you didn't think to question it and you just accepted it as true, that's now your truth, and you're going to filter everything through that perspective because that's how your brain works. Fuck it being the reality works, it's how your brain works. Your brain has a part of it called the reticular activating system, where it is fixated on things that are similar to the things you've been thinking. It blocks out everything else. Because if there is so much stimuli in our world, if we were bombarded with all of it and didn't have a way of filtering through it, our brains would explode. So we have blinders on to everything that doesn't fit our belief system and our perspective. Change the perspective and you'll see everything else around you change, but you have to keep coming back to the new choice, or you haven't changed your perspective. There was something else that excuse me, something else came up from that I lost on that little tangent. There are often echoes of past experiences or social light conditioning. Honestly, I don't even question where that stuff comes from anymore. It's presence awareness choice. I know I can bring myself back to this moment, which is all that exists, be aware of what I'm accepting is true, and make a choice. Is that what I'm going to think, or do I want to think something else? And if I choose to think something else, then I have to disregard anything that tries to prove my choice wrong. Meaning, coming back to that can't possibly be true because I'm choosing this. And you do that without needing proof to tell yourself what you want to be true. And that's where it gets extremely uncomfortable. I like how Neville Goddard put it. When you start changing your thoughts, it is, what was the word that he put? Oh, of course. My brain's deciding not to work on me this morning. It's disturbing. That's the word he used. It is disturbing when you start changing your thoughts. And that is a good way of putting it. Unmasking the limiting beliefs disguised as truths in your internal monologue. Presence awareness choice. The more you look for limiting beliefs, the more you believe you're limited, the more you believe that there's something wrong and that this is a fake truth or whatever the fuck this you're going to interpret this as, you are the one causing all of that for yourself. You are creating the problems for yourself. You're supposed to be disregarding all of that and going to, as Neville Goddard would put it, the end. If I had what I wanted, then there's nothing limiting me from having it. A limiting belief is just something telling yourself that you can't or won't get what you want, that it is impossible for you. That is a belief, a thought process that you are choosing for yourself. If you drop that and just keep telling yourself that you have it and you can do it and you can whatever, you have to be proven right in what you keep coming back to. It doesn't matter what it is, there are no exceptions. I have come across way too many people that are digging for their limiting beliefs. Like, there's something limiting me. I don't know what it is. I have to find it. And here's the thing, you're right. You're not going back to just having it. You're convinced that something's wrong. You want to know what your limiting beliefs are? Ask yourself, why can't I have this? Whatever you put after because is a circumstance bullshit belief that you have accepted as true and you are correct. I can't have this because you're right. You're right. So you can't have it and you have a reason why. And then you wonder why you can't have it because you are correct in your assumption. Change the assumption. I can have this. Why? Because I fucking said so and because I want it. You don't have to have more of a reason than that. And change the perspective through that discomfort, through that disturbing phase, as Neville would have put it, and watch it fucking change. Understanding how these ingrained patterns directly impact your ability to manifest goals and desires. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. Whatever you keep coming back to will be proven to be true. Like Neville also used to say. I'm almost done reading Neville, and I probably won't come back to Neville as much, but Neville's just in my mind. But what did he used to say? An assumption, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Whatever you persist in, with meaning, whatever you keep coming back to, is going to be proven to you to be true. If you keep choosing your thoughts based off of the past or what's currently happening, you are going to get more of that. Maybe eventually you'll pull your head out of your ass and realize that that's why nothing changes. And if you truly change you and come back to an assumption, though false, and persist in it, you'll watch it harden into fact just like the shit you keep telling yourself right now. The good news, you're not stuck with your current script. Practical techniques to identify and challenge negative self-talk. Presence awareness choice. Bring yourself back to the moment. Be aware of what you're thinking and accept or reject it. Make a choice about it. Choose something different if you don't like it. that is the best advice that I have for you. That's how I do it. That's what works for me after trial and error and all the rest of the fucking shit I've ever done. Introducing the T-Talk transformation. What? Oh, Lord. YouTube's AI is too much. Introducing the T-Talk transformation, a simple daily practice to consciously choose empowering thoughts. If you want my version of that, Learn to Manifest is in the description below. It's here on YouTube. I don't know what that is. Again, I call it morning tea and manifesting because I drink my tea while I film videos. And half the time I forget to drink my tea. I'm trying to be better about that. Then it's cold by the time I drink it. Wow. Oh, man. Hmm. It just, I don't know why. This just tickles me. And, like, it's both hilarious and mind boggling at the same time. How to reframe perceived setbacks into opportunities for growth, turning inner doubt into inner drive. Presence awareness choice. Bring yourself back to the present moment. Become aware of what you're thinking and make a choice about it. I personally, for myself, have found that I needed to change my perspective of my physical world. And the person who had the biggest influence on that was Manifesting with Kimberly. I remember finding her, and she would talk about how the way that she frames the 3D is everything that's happening to me means I'm getting what I want. This must be the bridge of incidents. This must be me getting what I want, because why wouldn't it be? Why would I be experiencing something that means I'm not getting what I want? And I started adopting that mentality, and through doing that, realizing presence awareness choice. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. In the moment, if I tell myself that this is a setback, if I tell myself that it's not working, if I tell myself anything other than what I want to be true, that is the truth that I am choosing, and I don't get to bitch, whine, moan, and complain about it. Most of you choose to bitch, whine, moan, and complain about it, and you get everybody's comments, and are like, oh my god, this is happening, it's not working. And you're fucking right, and that's the experience that you're having. Pull your head out of your ass and choose something different. No, but it doesn't work. Yeah, because you don't believe it works. You're being proven fucking right, and until you see that for what it is, you're going to continue to have setbacks. You're going to continue to have problems. You're going to continue to have whatever the fuck you're having right now because you're choosing to have it. Connecting the dots, how a positive, aligned inner dialogue becomes a magnetic force for manifestation. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. This has always been true. We've already done the gravity analogy, comparison, whatever. Whatever you fucking tell yourself is true is true. You will be proven right in that. And that will become your experience. You've been doing this your entire life, and most likely it is not going to be as grandiose of a shift in your physical experience as you're thinking that it's going to be. And until you experience that for what it is, I don't really know how to put that into words. Real world examples of people who shifted their internal conversation and saw dramatic external results. That's what my entire fucking channel is about. I have talked about example after example from my own life, other people's lives, from books I've read. Like, whatever you tell yourself is true is true. And this came from another one of these that I filmed yesterday. It was like wanting me to give people examples so that to encourage them. And I will tell you right now, the stories and the experiences that are going to change your life the most are yours. I can talk all day fucking long about my experiences, but until you experience it for yourself, they don't mean shit. Power of future pacing your inner dialogue, speaking as if your desires are already fulfilled. You don't have to speak as if they are already fulfilled. Make you have to deal with whatever problem it is that you constantly are fixated with. And that may not necessarily be getting caught up in the wording of that it's fulfilled. If you want to be in a relationship and you're thinking about how I'm not good enough to be in a relationship, you can do it as I'm in the relationship. You can also be like, yeah, no, I'm good enough to have the relationship. It's about shifting the perspective and what you are accepting as true. Wording is not as important as people make it out to be. You will figure that out if you actually apply this shit and do it for yourself. But that comes from your own personal experience and understanding of it to understand that. It comes down to the choice. Am I going to bitch, whine, moan, and complain, or am I going to focus on the possibility of me getting what I want? The choice is always up to you. The more you stay stuck in the same thought patterns and then nothing changes, it's because you don't change anything. All the possibilities are only possible to you through the way you choose to view yourself in the world. Your actionable challenge. Dedicate 5 minutes each morning tea to consciously curate your inner dialogue. I teach you how to do that and learn to manifest, and that's not how I would personally do it. But that's just me. The ripple effect. How a transformed inner world impacts your relationships, career, and overall well-being, which is what I fucking have talked about this entire video. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. You will be proven right, and whatever you come back to is true. That's how our reality works, and once you see it for what it is, you can't fucking unsee it. Final empowering thought. Your inner voice is your greatest tool for creating the life you truly want. Whatever you tell yourself is true is true. You are correct in whatever you choose as your truth. And that truth is true right now. Yeah, it's impossible for you. You're correct. Nope, that would be possible for me. You're equally correct. Your correctness, the degree to which you are correct, does not come from the physical proof that you have in your world. It comes from how you view the world and yourself. You will be proven right in whatever you come back to. And until you see that and experience it for yourself, you don't fully understand anything that I'm saying. Thank you so much for watching. Love and light.